So let's see some sentences. So I probably, so you probably would be able to understand it. So let's move on. Everybody can, I'm sharing my screen with you so you can see what I'm doing on the screen like usual. And then you should be able to see that. Okay. Okay, now everybody is able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now I'm going to a Word document here and I will write a sentence. Let me increase the font first. This should be good enough. Yeah. I played cricket. Okay. Now in this sentence, played. This is what? This is your, what is this? I played.
Past tense.
Yeah, it is a
Simple
verb.
past.
It is not a tense means the entire sentence will be called as past tense. Only this particular word is
Simple
called as,
past.
no, simple past is the entire sentence is called simple past. Yeah, it is called as simple past verb. All right, this is an action, so it is called as simple past verb. What is I? I is the subject. What is subject? Subject is a person or it can be a noun or a pronoun which does the action. It can be a noun or a pronoun which does the action. So here, who is playing cricket or who played cricket? I. It means me. So I, since I cannot use my name, I'm using I. So this is the subject who did the action. So that is the reason why I'm using this as subject. Now, what is the what is that I played? I played cricket. So cricket becomes your,
Verb.
cricket becomes your verb. Who said that? Is
I
cricket
said.
an action? It is the name of a game. A name of a game is a noun. All right. So it is the object. So subject is I. Object is cricket. So what will be the verb? Played. Played is the verb. So understood?
Verb.
Yeah. So I is your subject. Played is the verb, and cricket becomes your object. So now in this particular sentence, you see that there are three different words. The first one is your subject, and played, which is the action, which is the action, it is the verb, and what we played cricket, so it becomes your object. So understand one thing, who is drawing actions here? Why are you coloring the screen? So I played cricket. If you see, there are three different words, and this is how you write your simple past sentence when you are explaining an action. Like playing is the action, so I'm explaining it. What if I'm trying to explain a person's character or an adjective? So I will say, Shyam is a wonderful boy. Shyam is a wonderful boy. Now, in this case, is what? A verb. It's a helping verb.
Yes, sir.
So Shyam is your subject because is the person about whom I'm talking. So Shyam becomes your subject, and wonderful boy becomes your object. A wonderful boy becomes your object. Is your verb. Now, if you see, is your present verb. So will it be called simple present or simple past? If you are using a present verb, will it be called simple past?
Simple present.
Yeah, it is a present verb. So we call this as a simple present. So now in order to change this to simple past, I need to have this. Shyam was a wonderful boy. Now we don't know whether Shyam is alive or not, so I cannot use was. But instead of Shyam, in order to make it clear, I will use Prasanna, you raised your hand. Do you have any question? Unmute yourself.
No,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, because it said you raised your hand. Okay, guys, you have an option to, if you have any questions to ask, you have an option in the in the software right now to actually ask questions. All right, you can click on this chat option and you can raise your hand. Means you can click there as you are asking question. It says raise your hand, and you can that way. Like for example, where it is. Once again. You can chat with me as well. Like if you have a question, there is an option over there, chat, and you can send me messages if you have any questions to ask. All right, because there are more people logged in today. I cannot individually know who has doubts on that question. If you guys have any questions, you can send me a message right now on this particular conference call itself. On this software, you have that option, and you can ask me a question. Then I'll respond back to you. All right. So if there is any doubt, please do ask me a question. Okay, but do not speak all together, because if all of you guys are speaking at one time, I will not be able to understand. Okay, so that's why if anyone has a doubt or a question, please chat with me. So as I said, I was talking about how we can use simple past not only to describe an action, but to describe an adjective as well. So for example, if you compare these two sentences, I played cricket and India was a very rich country. In both the cases, one is one in the first sentence I've used verb, right? I've used main verb like played, jump, dance. But in the second one, I don't have any main verb. The reason is because in the first verb, I was trying to describe an action, but in this sentence, I am only trying to describe an adjective, a noun. So here, how India was a very rich country. So rich is your adjective. I'm trying to describe how rich our country was. So that is the reason why I do not have any main verb. So understand one thing, simple past is not only used to describe an action, but it is also used to describe an adjective. All right. For example, somebody is you want to describe he is very angry, or somebody is very angry is an adjective. So the teacher was very angry with the class yesterday. Okay, so if I write this, the teacher was very angry with the class yesterday, then what does it mean? It means that yesterday the teacher was angry with the class. Today she may not be angry with the class, but yesterday she was angry. All right, and was here tells us about simple past. But if you see, there are no other main verbs here.
Simple past.
Yes, angry is your adjective. So when sometimes
Simple
you
past.
use simple past to describe adjective as well. So you are trying to tell the teacher's anger. You are trying to tell the character of teacher here. You are trying to tell how angry she was yesterday. So that is when we use is or was or were to describe simple past. Now was will come when you have a simpler when you have singular noun or a singular pronoun, but were will come when you have a okay. All right. So first is Ritvik. Make a sentence. All right. Make a sentence with was or were as your main verbs, and try to describe an adjective. You can. So if you want, I can give you a subject to start off with. For example, you can think of. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was stuck in the traffic.
I was struck. Sorry, not struck. Stuck in the traffic. Now, in this sentence, can you tell me stuck? Is it acting as a verb or is it an adjective?
Adjective.
Yeah, it is not a verb. It is an adjective. That is the reason we are using was. Okay, because if it was acting as a verb, then there was no need to use was. So here you are trying to tell about your situation. You are trying to tell about what are you at that point of time. So you are stuck at that point of time. So stuck is your adjective. That is the reason you're using was. All right, understood. But if you are using this as a verb, then was would not have come. Okay, because was is here, it means you are trying to describe your position at the traffic at that particular moment, and that is the reason you are describing with was here. Okay, so stuck is done. Next, so I'm muting you. Good, Andrews, make a sentence and try to use was or were, not the play, jump, dance kind of verbs, and make a sentence, but use only was and were, and use an adjective. So try to describe.
అంత 6th క్లాస్ వాళ్ళు ఉంటామని
Abhinav Savid, Sai, don't unmute yourself, all right? Keep yourself on mute itself. Yes, Andres, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I've asked you a question and show your face, show your video, or let it be. Don't, no need. Let it be. Just hear me out. That's more than enough. Yeah, can you make a sentence using was or were? But there
Sir,
should not be any main verbs, all right?
sir, can you repeat it?
Yeah, I'm asking you to make a sentence. I'm asking you to make a sentence with was or were in simple past. For example, now Ritvik has made a sentence, I was stuck in the traffic. Same way, can you make a sentence using simple past, but you need to use the past verb as was or were. Was if it is singular, if your noun is singular,
Okay, sir.
were if your noun is or pronoun is plural.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. But it should not be past continuous, all right? Do not make a sentence which says I was playing, I was dancing. I don't word the action verbs, all right? Like how Ritik has
Okay,
done, the same way you need to do it as well.
okay, sir.
Meanwhile, others also make your own one sentence each, all right? Akhil, Sai, Abhilash, all of you guys make one sentence. Sai, Harsha, Prasanna, Tanvi, Vignesh, everybody. Sanjana, Manohar, Bhavani, everybody make one sentence each with was or were without using any continuous verb like playing, dancing. You should not use that. All right.
Sir,
Everybody make one
sir, can
sentence
I say?
and no, make it and keep it with you. I'll come one by one to everybody and ask it. Andrews, do it quick because we don't have a very long time. All right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So quickly make
I
it. If
was
there is any mistake, I'll correct it. Give me a sentence quickly.
okay. I was bitten by the dog.
I was bitten. Okay,
Yeah, okay, sir.
bitten by the dog. Very
Dog.
good. This is
Thank you.
simple past. Okay, and this is basically passive voice which you have used, which we will not discuss about it right now. We will leave it. We'll discuss it later on. All right, good job. Now next, Akhil Sai, and Abhilash. Give me one word each. One sentence each. Quickly.
Sir,
Yeah, give me a sentence using was or were in simple past. Sorry,
I was complete my homework yesterday. Completed my homework yesterday.
I was completed my homework yesterday will not be a correct sentence. The reason is because you can instead of using completed is a past of complete. So I told you do not. For example, if I write I was completed my homework
Homework.
yesterday, then in this case, the sentence is not correct. The reason is because was is a verb, completed here is also a verb. But in simple past, I need to have only one verb. I cannot have two verbs. Completed is the past of complete. Understood? So completed is the
Sir.
past of complete.